Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and showcase the fun that could be had in the world of variant Sudoku. And welcome back to Sudoku U with What's the Temp by Mastrosetter. Of course, these are puzzles created by the students of FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards' Puzzles and Paradoxes class, and hopefully these puzzles will get featured at some point in the Signet Sudoku Volume 3 book. The links to Signet Sudoku Volume 1 and Volume 2 are below, but for now, you can solve these puzzles here on the Sudoku U puzzle series. So let's have a look at this puzzle. So we've got normal Sudoku rules. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have thermometers. Digits on these thermos must strictly increasing from bulb to tip. So this digit will be higher than this digit will be higher than this digit will be higher than this, and this digit will be higher than this. As you go along these thermometers, then the digits must always go up. Kropki pairs, digits in cells separated by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio. Digits in cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. Not all dots are necessarily given, so it's perfectly fine for other locations to have dots. That's normally stated because the original Kropki constraint was all dots are given. So Kropki pairs means that not all are given, and people tend to state it in the rules. But with most things, like we're not stating that not all thermos are given, like there is a thermo there because this digit is larger than there, but it's not given. There's a lot of history in the way rules are displayed. And then cages. Digits in cages cannot repeat, true in all the cages, and must sum to the value shown in the upper left corner of the cage. So these three digits sum to 20, them to 14, and them to 14. They're the rules of the puzzle. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So we can see immediately 1 is in one of these two cells by Sudoku because the 1s are eliminating 1 from all of those, and I can't put 1 partway along a thermo. In fact, there's a lot happening here. 3 means this has to be lower than 3, but higher than that digit. So we have to go 2 and 1. And now any black dot must contain a low digit 1, 2, 3, and 4, or it's even double. So if this was a 4, this would double to 8. If this was a 5, the next digit higher than 3, this would have to be a digit higher than 5. Therefore, it'd have to be, but in a 2-to-1 ratio. Therefore, this would have to be a 10. It doesn't work. This has to be 4 and 8. These now have to be consecutive. So I can't put a 9 in here because 9 would require an 8. So this has to be from 5, 6, 7. And there's no 6 here. There must be a 6 on this dot though, because every consecutive dot needs an odd and an even digit, and the 6 has been removed from there. So this is a 6. These are 5, 7, 9. 5, 7, 9. Wow. This is also 3. So this goes 2 and 1, and this has to go 4 and 8. And therefore this one is a 9. Similarly, that one is a 9 because it's higher than 8 on a thermo. That 9 removes 9 from there. This is a 5, 7 pair. That is a 9. Cool. Okay, what about this 14? Yeah, this 14 is now known. This is really clean. I mean, so far. So this 14 cage, how can you do 14 in 2 digits? It's 2 digits at the high end, so we normally want to start with a 9 and see what it would be. Well, 9, 5 would work, except we can't use a 9. 8, 6 would work, but the next option is 7, 7, and you can't use 2 7s, and after that you hit 6, 8, which is the same as 8, 6, we're repeating so we can stop. So the 8 means this is 6 and 8, and this has to be a 5 or a 7. This black dot, I think it's going to be this black dot, because what could this be? The minimum this could be is 3. So it has to be 3 or 4. And if this is a 4, this would have to be an 8. So this is 3 and 6. That is a 7. And these are 2 and 1. This is all nicely forced. The 7 makes this 5, which looks across making that 7, which makes this 5. This has been incredibly forced so far. So let's just mark this thermo. The maximum digit I can put at the end of this thermo, because I can't use 9 and 8, is a 7. And it has to be a 7 because it needs to be at least 2 digits higher than 5. That now becomes a 6. Now this could be a maximum of 4, maximum 3, but with the 1, 2 here, this is a minimum of 3 and 4. Wow, this one is just filling in so far. So these are 4, 8, and 9. There's no 8 in either of those because there's already an 8 in a row. That's the 8. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 5, and 7. There's no 5 there. Okay. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 9. And the 1 is looking down. So that's the 9 and that's the 1. And this box, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. And the 7 is looking down, making that the 4 and that the 7. Now these have to sum to 14. I think these sum to 14 without a 6, 7, or 8 on them, or a 3. See, if I knew the combos in my head, I might be okay. If this is a 1, these would have to sum to 13, which I could do with 9, 4. I couldn't do with 8, 5. I couldn't do with 7, 6. In fact, 9. Oh, 9 and 9. 9 is in this cage. So I need 9, and it's not at the bottom. So with 9 being forced into this cage by Sudoku, I need 9, and 14 minus 9 is 5. So I now need 2 digits that sum to 5. But the only way to do that is 5 in 2. I'm looking at a low digit with 5, a low sum with 5. So I start at the low end. 1 plus 4. That could work. 2 plus 3 doesn't work, and the next option is 3 plus 2, which is repeating. So it has to be 1, 4, 9. This is a 1, 4, 9 cage. The 9 can't be at the bottom. The 1 can't be in any of those two. That's the 1, and this is a 4, 9 pair, and the 4 already in row 4 makes that the 9 and that the 4. I'm trying to explain this from first principles. Probably a lot of people will just say everyone knows how this works, but if you've never seen it before, I'm hoping I'm explaining this in a way that works. 2, 5, 8 are the digits that haven't been placed in this box. So these are 2, 5, 8. There's a 5 and an 8 already in row 5, so that's the 2. And I'm not seeing how to resolve that yet. But it does leave me with pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1 and 6. The 1 is looking across, making that the 6 and that the 1. 6 is only in a 2-to-1 ratio with 2 digits, 3 and 12. And I can't put 12 into a Sudoku cell, so that becomes a 3. This is well, actually, let's just put this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And these are 2, 3, and 5. But 5 is not consecutive with either 2 or 3. So the 5 comes out of here. This is the 5. The 2 looks across, making that the 3 and that the 2. So far, so good. 6 is consecutive with what? 5 or 7? Okay, let's look at this triple. 3, 7, 9, but there's no 9 in those. So the question I should have asked is, where is 9 in row 5? It's there. This is a 3, 7 pair, making that the 5, which makes that the 8 and that the 5. This is down to a pair. 2 and 7, giving me a 2, 7 pair in the column. Not sure I want to use that yet, but this digit is known. That's a 2, and this is a pair. 1, I can't use 2 because then I'd have to make both of those 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 3 and 8, and the 3 is looking up, making that the 8 and that the 3. Now I could have, there's other ways I could have pencil marked this, but I want to do it in a way that it's followable on the video. Let's do this triple because I can't use 2, 7. Because if I put either 2 or 7 up here, these would become the same digit. This is what's called a pointing pair. So I can do 1, I can't use 2, can't use 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So these are 1, 8, and 9, the digits that don't appear anywhere down there. This can't be a 1, this can't be a 1 or a 9, so that's the 8, so that becomes the 9, and that becomes the 1. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Well, there's no 8 there. So 8 is in one of those two, and that 8 looks up saying not there, so that's the 8. I am going to have to use this 20 cage at some point, and I think I'm going to try and use it a different way, which is these sum to 20. If I add the 8, that makes 28. Add 2 is 30. These sum to 34. So these cells here sum to 34. So an entire box of the Sudoku will contain all of the digits from 1 to 9. If you add all of the digits from 1 to 9, they sum to 45. So if we know that these digits sum to 34 and all 9 digits sum to 45, the these two digits are 45 minus 34. So these have to sum to 11, which is either going to be 7, 4 or 5, 6. And this can't be a 6. So that's 4, 7. And I get the 20 cage without having to play with the options of the 20 cage. These are going to be 5, 6, 9. And if you add 5, 6, and 9, you get to 20. So I get that by using those cells rather than the cells in the cage. The 9 takes the 9 out of those. This becomes the 9, which looks down, making that the 4 and that the 9. The 5 looks up, making that the 6 and that the 5. And the 7 looks down, making that the 3 and that the 7. I probably could have used that 3 to make another shortcut, but I like that trick. The 7 looks across, making that the 5. The 5 looks down, saying that's not the 5. Let's do these rows. 1, 2, 3, 2 and 6 have not been placed in this row. That 6 makes that the 2 and that the 6. The 2 looks down, making that the 7 and that the 2. The 2 and the 7 look down, meaning that has to be the 5. The 2 looks down, making that the 7 and that the 2. These two digits that haven't been placed are 4 and 7, and I'll use that 7 to make that the 4 and that the 7. And that is a nice, quick little puzzle. Lots of nice deductions in it, though. I really like thermos that get forced like this. Easier than the sort of stuff I normally solve on the channel most of the time, but at the moment, the really hard sliced Sudoku puzzles are coming out on the channel. So having some easy stuff, if you found this too easy, go try out the sliced Sudoku puzzle that came out a couple of hours ago on the channel. I guarantee you that one will be tricky. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of the treks into the wilderness. That one will be hard. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle. And as always, good luck with your solving.